More property taxes. You asked for it, and we delivered. So we are looking at this screen, which is Tuesday's little project, right, where we learned how to use that website and to find the county, the town or city, and the school tax rate, add them all up. And we learned a little bit about that. And then on Wednesday, which was yesterday, you did the same type of thing. It looked similar. There was just some more unique locations, counties, towns, and school districts. I just noticed school district is spelled wrong. There we go. Fixed. All right. So these looked weird. 1, 2, 3, 4A, 4B, 5A, 5B. But they mean something for later on. So just bear with us for that. The one thing that a lot of people couldn't find, and I don't think anybody could, it came up blank for the City of Rensselaer's taxes. Mrs. Clarkson and I did some research and some crazy math, and we figured it out based on some information we found. It's $11.54. So that just should be put in for everybody. You should not have been able to find that. It was not accessible to you. Okay, so make sure you have that typed in because you will need it probably later. And now today is Thursday. So what we have here is a recap from the past. Mortgage payment, we did that. We talked about mortgage loans for houses. Remember this giant formula? It was a monthly payment formula. That's in there for you. When you buy a house, you take out a massive loan and you have to make a payment. But what you need to understand is that's not the only part of the payment. There's also property taxes, which we're talking about now. And on top of that, there's also homeowners insurance. Just like you have car insurance, homeowners insurance exists. And believe it or not, house insurance is cheaper than car insurance, even though cars cost a fraction of what houses do. It's because houses don't drive around and bang into things and get into accidents, and cars do. Houses very rarely get damaged. It happens. There's fires and there's tornadoes and there's trees that fall. But that's so rare compared to how many fender benders and accidents that there are. So anyway, homeowners insurance is pretty inexpensive, and we have the formula in there, but that's the only one we have in there. Okay. So when you have this situation here, the example says, what is the total monthly payment? So that's really what you have to come up with every month, not just the loan. It's the biggest part, but not just the loan. Property tax, and homeowners insurance, all added up to make one big monthly payment. We'll start with the mortgage payment. This one says a $320,000 loan. And up here, if you see at the top, it says 3.25% for 30 years. So I typed it like that. You could type 3.25% sign, 30 years. And then the formula was already in there. So the loan part is $1,393. So you don't want to go comparing that to a rent somewhere in an apartment because there's more to it than just the mortgage payment. If you own the house, you also have to pay property taxes. Okay. Now the property tax rate right here, this is in the town of Glenville. Right, so that's Burnt Hills, Balsam Lake School District. So let's go back to yesterday. Schenectady County. Here's the example row right here, right? Glenville, Burnt Hills, Balsam Lake School District. All of that added up is going to come out to be $32.70 per thousand. So $32.70. How do we get that number over there? Watch this little trick. Let's go back to this tab. I'm going to go equals, and instead of clicking on a cell on this sheet, once you type equals, you can come down here and hit day 2, and then that cell, and then hit enter. And $32.70 popped up. If you double click, you see this wacky formula back there. It actually assigned it to a different tab, cell I9. Okay, so that's $32.70. rewind that and watch that part again if you need to figure out how to fill in that cell. And per 1,000, we're going to go equals the price of the house. So I'm going to click B10, divided by 1,000. And that should come out to 320, right? It's just basically going to lop off the last 3 zeros. The annual taxes are those two multiplied together. So I'm going to go in here and hit equals that cell times that cell. And the monthly taxes are $872 because the annual taxes are $10,000. Right? So every month on top of the $1,300 you have to pay for the mortgage loan, you're also paying another $872 just for the property taxes. And then the annual premium, because the formula was already assigned to the price of the house, is $1,344. So let's divide that cell by 12 to figure out how much it costs per month for homeowners insurance. So that's another $112. So now you're paying $1,393 plus $872 for taxes plus $112. And the total monthly payments, we'll go over here to these blue cells, equals B13 plus E13 plus H11. Those three added up come out to be $2,377 per month. Okay, so it's not just the loan. You also have to consider taxes and insurance, which makes the payment a lot higher than it originally looked. Okay, and now when this says answer over here, the answer isn't always going to be the total monthly payment. We'll always have total monthly payment here. This particular question said, what is the total monthly payment? So the answer to that question is this. All right, but it won't always be that. As you see on Friday, you have other questions here, and we'll copy and paste these down. You'll just take this whole chunk of stuff here and paste it down here. But this one, once you get the total monthly payment, this one's actually asking for the annual property taxes. So you got to see which one says that. Boom, right there, annual taxes. That would be the actual answer. Okay. Once this one's filled out on Friday, what are the monthly property taxes? All right, so that would be right here, even though it'll be copied down here. Okay, so tomorrow we'll copy these down. But for today, we'll have all of this filled out. And then we'll turn that in and we'll work on the Friday tab on Friday. It'll just be a cut and paste and fill in based on the situations. But that's on Friday. Turn this in today.